All right, good morning, guys. Again, just as a general reminder, I'm sure you've heard all the coaches say this already, but you guys are muted, and if you want to say anything, just unmute yourselves, and then I'll be able to hear you. But today we're doing a workout called Co-Home Edition. I believe this is a hero workout, well, a modification of it. Anyway, it's going to be 10 rounds for time. We're doing 10 odd object thrusters and then 10 reverse hand push-ups. For these odd object thrusters, RX is technically 50 pounds for guys, 35 pounds for ladies. That can be a dumbbell, a kettlebell, or any odd object that's approximately that weight. So, for example, I have a backpack. I don't really know how heavy this is. I put a couple of books in it. Hopefully it's around 35 pounds. 50, 35 pounds is going to be heavy for you, then I would go guys 35, ladies 25. And then for the 10 reverse hand push-ups, those are pretty much just regular push-ups, except instead of having your fingertips facing upward, you have them facing downward like this. And the scale for that is going to be either 10 regular push-ups or 10 push-ups off of your knees. Altogether, I'm thinking that this workout is going to take people 20-ish minutes or less. I guess it's really going to depend on how the push-ups are for you, given that the odd object thrusters are lighter than what we would usually do in the gym. So we're going to start with a simple warm-up. You don't need any equipment for this warm-up. It's going to be just body weight. So you're just going to stand up and find some space on the floor. We're going to go with 30 lateral hops, followed by 30 hops forward and back. So 30 right, left, 30 forward, back. All right, guys, after your 30-30, we're going to come on to the ground. We're going to start with some dynamic wrist stretches. So I'm going to get my knees under my hips, my hands under my shoulders. From here, I'm going to go with 15 circles clockwise and then 15 circles counterclockwise. Really try and get your shoulders over your hands in the front. Apply as much pressure as you can. This really is going to be prep for our forearms for the hand push-ups, well, reverse hand push-ups. Oh. All right, guys, after 15 and 15, we're going to get into some palm raises. So you're going to spread your fingers apart. You're going to keep 4 fingers on the ground. Your thumb is going to come up for this. I'm going to shift my weight forward over my fingertips, and I'm going to raise my palms off the ground with straight elbows. Again, it's okay if my thumb comes off the ground. Let's go with 10 palm raises. If you guys want a challenge, you can lift your knees off the ground. That makes the palm raises even harder. And then after your 10 palm raises, you guys are just going to have a feet on the ground. All right, from here, we're going to open up the shoulders a little bit for the thrusters and push-ups. So I'm going to get my hands behind me, and I'm going to have my fingertips facing away from me. I'm going to try and get my hands as close together as I can behind my back. And I'm going to open up my chest so that I'm not crouched like this. From here, I'm going to shift my heels a little bit further forward than I would normally have them for a glute bridge. Keeping an open chest, I'm going to raise my hips, shift forward towards my heels. I'm going to pause so that I feel a stretch in the front of my shoulders, and then I'm going to lift and come back. Once I feel that stretch reflex die down, I'm going to lift my hips again, shift forward, feel a stretch in the shoulders, and then come back. You guys are going to do that for 12 reps. Try to inch a little bit further forward on each one. Also, pause in that bottom position so you really feel a stretch in the front of your shoulders. Just 10 of those. All right, guys, and then after that, we're going to get into some bird dogs. So I'm going to come back to that initial position where I have my knees under my hips and hands under my shoulders. Keeping my back flat, I'm going to pull my right elbow into my left knee. I'm going to extend as far as I can without leaning. I'm going to do 9 more on this side, and then I'm going to shift and do 10 on the opposite side. So 10 bird dogs with the right elbow to the left knee, and then 10 with the left elbow to the right knee. All right, guys, after your 10 and 10, we're going to get into some more intensive wrist prep. We're going to start prepping our hand position for the reverse hand push-ups. So this time, I'm going to have my fingertips facing me. I'm going to get them as flat on the ground as I can. And I'm going to lean back, try and sit my butt to my heels. I'm going to pause for a second and then shift back up. So again, I'm leaning back, pausing for a second to feel the stretch, and then coming forward again. Let's do that for 12 reps. All right, guys, after 12 of those, we're going to be holding a plank in that position. So just shake out your forearms a little bit. You might already feel a little bit of pressure down towards the wrist. So I'm going to get my fingertips facing me. And then from here, I'm just going to elevate my hips. So it's like a reverse forearm plank. We're going to hold that for 15 seconds. I'm going to be timing you guys, so I will let you know when to start. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and plank. And relax. All right, guys, so now we're going to get into some more hip stretches. So we're all going to start in a down dog. From this down dog position, I'm going to bring the right foot outside the right hand. I'm going to drop the right elbow to the right knee. I'm going to count to 5. Sorry, right elbow to right toe. After I count to 5, and I'm going to go with 12 elbow to elbow rotations. After I do 12 on that side, I'm going to switch to the left side and repeat. So after 12, I'm going to go left foot outside the left hand, drop the left elbow to the left toe, 10-second hold, and then 12 elbow to elbow rotations. All right, guys, from there, we're going to finish off with some squatting shoulder swimmers. So I'm going to come down to the bottom of my squat. I'm going to cross my hands and let them hover behind my low back. I'm going to extend out into a Y, rotate my thumbs up, hover over my head, and then I'm going to reverse that. Let's go through that for 12 reps. All right, guys, after 12 of those, we're going to go nice and simple with 10 air squats followed by 5 squat jumps. 10 air squats, 5 squat jumps. All right, after your 10 and 5, let's grab that odd object that we're going to use for the thrusters. Again, this can be a dumbbell, a kettlebell, anything that kind of has weight. Again, I just have a backpack stuffed with some books. You want it to be heavy, but relatively manageable to get 10 unbroken reps for a good 5 to 7 rounds. So figure out what that odd object is. Once you have that, we're going to talk about the warm up with the odd object. Just waiting for everyone else to come into frame. All right, so once you have your odd object, let's just bring the odd object to the shoulders. From here, we're going to go nice and simple with 10 odd object front squats. All right, guys, after your 10 odd object front squats, if your odd object is light enough, you're going to give me 10 odd object strict presses. If it's a little bit heavy, you're going to give me 10 odd object push presses. Either 10 odd object strict presses or 10 odd object push presses. After your 10, you can put the object down. And from here, we're going to start warming up our push-ups. So whether or not you're doing the reverse hand push-ups, push-ups off of your knees, or regular push-ups, we're all going to warm hands under my shoulders. I'm going to be in a nice level plank. I'm going to take 3 seconds to come down to the bottom of my push-up and then push back up fast. If you can't do that in a plank, you're going to do that off of your knees. Regardless, let's do 5 eccentric. All right, guys, after your 5 eccentrics, we're going to do 5 eccentric reverse hand push-ups. So I'm going to get into that same position, except this time I'm going to have my fingertips facing me like we did in the stretches in the warm-up. Keep in mind for this, since your fingertips are facing you, your shoulders are going to be a little bit further in front, kind of like they would be for a diamond push-up. So I'm going to come up into my plank position, and again, I'm going to do an eccentric, 3 seconds on the way down, and then press back up. Let's do that for 5 reps. If you need to snake back up or just adjust your hands and reset, that's fine as well. All right, when you guys are done with that, we're going to come back to our odd object. Now we're going to go over the odd object thruster. So you're going to come back to your bag or your plate or whatever that is. We're going to bring that to the front rack again. This time we're going to talk about the actual thruster. For those of you that have an odd object, this is going to be super awkward. So you might need to slow down these thrusters a little bit more than you normally would. I'm going to start as best as I can in the front rack. Obviously, this object is going to be a lot further out in front of me than a regular barbell or dumbbell would be. I'm going to come down to the bottom of my squat. Once I'm about halfway up, I'm going to start pressing. At the top, arms are locked out. The object is directly over my head. And when I'm coming back down, I'm going to bend the knees and elbows at the same time. Right now, let's go with 10 odd object thrusters. Again, you might need to move a little slower on the first couple of reps if it's hard to gauge how your object moves, especially if it's kind of lumpy in certain areas and stays normal in the others. All right, guys, after your 10 odd object thrusters, we're going to talk about the reverse hand push-ups one more time. So we did the eccentrics in the last part of the warm-up. Now we're going to try and string together a couple of reps. Again, for a lot of people, this is a lot more pressure on the forearm and wrist. So if you have wrist wraps at home and you want to put them on for this because it helps, I do recommend doing that. If you're fine without them, then great. You won't have to do that. So right now, you guys are either going to give me 5 reverse hand push-ups, 5 regular push-ups, or 5 push-ups off of your knees. I do recommend everyone at least tries to get a couple of reverse hand push-ups in. Once your wrists feel warm, it's really not too bad. All right, guys, once you're done with your 5, I'm going to go over the workout one more time, take any questions, and then we'll get started. So again, home edition, we're going for 10 rounds for time. You're starting off with 10 odd object thrusters, and then you're doing 10 reverse hand push-ups or whatever scale you tried for the warm-up. Again, for the odd object thrusters, we're going to try and go unbroken for as long as possible, even if that means slowing down a little bit just to gauge the odd object. For the 10 reverse hand push-ups, that is 100 reps, and that does catch up to you pretty fast. So please stop when you feel like you're about to fail or when you have one more rep left in the tank. Shake it out. If you're doing the reverse hand push-ups, really make sure to roll out your wrists a little bit because it is a lot of pressure. And then continue. Again, 200 total reps in this workout. I'm expecting this to take about 20 minutes or less, but really that's going to depend on how heavy the object is for you and your push-up endurance. Any questions? All right, guys, I'm going to be timing you on my phone. So whenever you're done with the workout, just unmute yourself, let me know, and I'll tell you your time for this workout. So let's make sure that we have our odd object nearby and we know where we're doing our push-up. We're going to start in 10 seconds. Again, we are starting with the thrusters. All right, guys, thrusters in 3, 2, 1, and go. Make sure you guys are keeping track of your rounds. Full depth on every rep for those thrusters, guys. Remember, guys, stop and shake it out on those push-ups when you feel like you're about to fail. All right, guys, we are 5 minutes in. Go, guys. 5 at a time on those push-ups if you need to. All right, guys, we're 10 minutes in. Hopefully you're past 5 rounds at this point, probably around 7 based on the rounds that I've counted from a couple of you guys.
Time.
All right, 12:13.
Hey,
No problem. All right, guys, we're going to wait for everyone else to finish up, and then we're going to do a quick cool down, so don't leave when you guys are done. All right, guys, we're 15 minutes in. You should be on your last couple of rounds.
I'm done.
15:11. All right, 2 done, 2 more to go. Again, don't leave just yet, guys. We're going to do a quick cool down after this.
Done.
15:49. Go, Deepa, last couple of push-ups.
I'm done.
16:41. All right, guys, nice job. We're going to do a quick cool down now. You can unmute your mics for this portion if you just want to have a quick chat. Let's find some space on the floor. We're going to start off nice and simple with just some cat-cows. So I'm going to tuck my chin to my chest, tuck my hips under. I'm going to reach my upper back towards the ceiling, and then I'm going to untuck my chin, untuck my pelvic bone. Let's just go with 15 nice and slow cat-cows. Really focus more on breathing for these.
Do cat-cow with Daddy.
15 cat-cows.
Come, listen.
Yeah, yell at dad. Yell at your dad.
It's so adorable to see all you guys work out with your kids. I think every class I've coached, I've had someone use a kid as their odd object or their dog. So props to you guys for finding interesting odd objects.
My kid's too heavy.
It's just a more intense workout. All right, guys. After that, we're going to start in a down dog again. We're going to do some down dog to cobra rotations just to get a stretch in the back. So I'm going to start in my down dog, drop my hips, look right, left, push back up into a down dog. I'm going to go right, left. Let's do that for 12 reps.
Come Nina, do down dog. Quick.
No, not on Daddy.
Come here, come next to me.
Do your own Daddy.
Aditya, does she call you by your first name?
No, she said daddy.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys, after 12 of those, We're going to finish off with just some forearm needling circles. So I'm going to get my right palm on the ground facing upwards. I'm going to dig the bony part of my left elbow into my right forearm. I'm going to go with 10 circles clockwise and then 10 counterclockwise. After 10 and 10 on the right, I'm going to go with 10 and 10 on the left. Really try to apply pressure, guys, especially if you did the reverse hand push-ups. Your forearms are definitely going to be feeling that tomorrow, and your wrists too. Ten and 10 on the right, and then 10 and 10 on the left.
Okay, get your shoes.
All right, guys. That was the workout and the cool down. Hope you guys had fun with this workout. Stay safe, stay healthy in this quarantine, and if you guys take class on Tuesday, I will see you on Tuesday. All right,
Thank
see
you very
everyone.
much. Bye, everybody.
See you, Lisa.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
No problem.